Welcome to the Halloween special. Some fan artwork on this episode. This is going to be awesome. What's good? I like your books.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was a mistake.
All good. Mona Lisa says hello too.
Oh, I see. I made her smile. Good.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm just got back from England the other day, and I'm recovering from a good old sinus infection. So I'm sorry if my voice is a little rough right now, but you
Oh
know.
no, me too. Actually. Same here. Like I'm all nasally and my throat is like so.
Oh, it's horrible. I sounded like a chain smoking frog the other day. So I'm getting slightly better.
That makes two of us. Well, I hope you're recovering very well. And we have a lot of people tuning in already. So hi, my
Sweet.
Kate. I'm an awkward interviewer. We're just going to jump right into this.
Oh, no problem.
So we have to talk Terrifier, of course. For fans who have not seen the second film yet, what are some differences from the first one? And what can they expect without giving too much away?
I will say some of the differences between the first one and the second one. Of course, the
Well,
Whoop, are we okay? Okay, I just don't hear you all of a sudden. Oh no, you there? No, I can't hear you. God, I love technology. Let's see here. Maybe if I mess around with my microphone, I don't know.
yep, I muted myself, so I think that helped a little bit, actually.
Oh, okay, that's probably what happened. Okay.
Yeah, so you're back. You're all good. I can hear you.
Sorry, I get distracted so easily.
Me too. You're all good.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to the question, other differences, I would say it's a lot bloodier, which is hard to believe, but we definitely went crazy with the gore effects in this. We took that as a personal challenge to one up our infamous kill scene from the first film, the hacksaw scene. So yeah, in a weird way, COVID kind of helped us with that too because it gave us more time to build all the prosthetics we needed for that. So that was kind of cool.
Right.
Also, I would say one of the other big differences is this is more story focused this time. I know that was one of the complaints about the first film. It was very light on plot, heavy on killing. This one, it's definitely a lot more of a narrative story we got going on because we're really focusing on building up our new, what we hope is going to be the new Scream Queen of Sienna, played by Lauren Lavera, who is just fantastic in this role as Sienna. And so yeah, it's her whole story about how she becomes this badass, final girl at the end of the film, and she's got a pretty good story too. I love that. Like we really focus more on character building, with her and her, sibling, her brother and her mom, but also her friends too. He's like we wanted, the audience to really get a feel for the victims, I guess you could say this time around, instead of just killing them off left and right.
Right. And I have to say, I don't want to spoil anything right away, but I saw the film and I have to tell you
hmm
face to face how incredible it was and how proud I am of the whole cast. That it was just like it's what America needs.
Yeah, I think we do right now, especially after some stuff that's come out recently. I'm not going to name names, but he. Um,
Yeah.
but oh my gosh, it's like I
Yeah, it's got that shock factor
yeah.
and right, Elliot, who plays, he's very young and he's the younger brother. He's
hmm
such a talent as well. Everybody that
Oh
you
yeah,
new characters that were introduced really do have quite intricate stories, which is
yeah, yeah.
definitely, I would say, a bit different
I
from the first film, for sure.
I would definitely say so, especially just that family unit because it's a family that's gone through a personal tragedy. They lost their father and all that. I don't think that's really spoiling anything, but yeah,
Real
you're
trauma after this, too, guys.
yeah,
Once they
yeah.
are, they might be a little traumatized after this. That's okay.
Oh, just a little, just a little. I mean,
Tiny bit. Just a little bit. So, the new film is blowing up. We were talking about the success a little bit. Been noticed by Stephen King. What? On Twitter?
yeah.
Multiple times, by the way, not just one tweet. And it was featured on the New York Times recently. So, oh, and it's also been extended in theaters, of course. So
Yeah.
a little bit about this phenomenon and watching it all unfold. What has that been like?
It's been insane. It's like every day there's something new that happens. Like, someone tweets about us or talked about on some news program, or Damien or someone gets contacted by someone important in Hollywood. So it's just like this is every single day it's something new, and it's happening so fast for all of us. And so I really haven't had time to really let it sink in and process what's going on right now. So I'm just like, what?
I know
Kind of in a daze right now.
it's one good thing after another, and I'm sure there's going to be so
Yeah.
more too. And we're all ready for a third film, I'm sure. All
Yes.
patiently waiting.
Yes, we're definitely. I mean, I know Damien's got plans for part three and possibly a part four. It just depends how much he can squeeze into part three because he has a whole story he wants to tell. So, we're all like, well, if you have to make a part four to finish that story, go ahead and do it.
Oh,
I,
absolutely.
I, I don't think the audience will complain.
We are all up for it for sure. He's got a great
Yeah,
mind, Damien. He's very creative in the most brutal ways, but he's got a great
yeah.
shooting thing. So you guys have a great person on your team, obviously.
Oh God, he's got a great mind for this kind of stuff. It amazes me what he's able to come up with.
Yeah, great creator for sure. So
Hmm.
regarding Art the Clown, tell me a little bit about the development for playing this character and other fictional villains that might have or that you might have drawn inspiration from.
Oh yeah. I first of all, I based him off of the original Art the Clown, played by Mike Gianelli in All Hallows Eve. So I wanted to at least stay true to what came before me, not totally do a whole revamp of the character. So I looked at his performance and got a lot of ideas, but I wanted to further what he had done. Especially since Art's a clown, I wanted to bring more of the clowning element to him, especially since he's silent, because there's so many silent killers out there, but they're all hidden behind a mask. Art's not hidden behind a mask. You see his face the whole time. So I figured let's utilize that more, and that's how he's able to convey his intent and his emotions and everything with his face and his physicality. So I really want to get more physical with the character in that way, especially with in regards to clowning. And so I found a lot of inspiration from, of course, like some great horror actors that came before me, like especially Robert Englund and like Lon Chaney
Yeah.
and Doug Jones, but also some great physical comedians going all the way back to the silent film area, like Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton, Harpo Marx, all the way up to like Rowan Atkinson and Andy Serkis, and of course I mentioned Doug Jones, but Jim Carrey and my good friend Stephen Carl, who I was his understudy for 5 years on the tour of How the Grinch Stole Christmas the musical.
Oh, wow.
And yes, Stephen was known as Robbie Rotten from the show Lazy Town, and so he was a master at physical comedy. And when I was first cast as Art, I messaged him. I'm like, "Hey, bud, I'm about to take on this role like this," because we're both Mr. Bean fans. So we kind of bonded over our love for great physical comedy. So I'm like, okay, give me some pointers here. How can I tackle this character? And he did, and I put a lot of what he taught me into Art. So you can actually see videos of Robbie Rotten and compare it to Art the Clown. You'll see a lot of similarities between the two.
Very cool. Yeah. And that is, I heard that this could be wrong, but
Hmm.
you take like training as a mime.
No, I never did. I do not know where that came from.
I read a comment the other day that you like had this intricate mime training, and that's why you're so creepy and good at the emotional stuff. So I had to confirm
Oh
that.
no,
Confirm.
but that makes me sound really cool. But no, no, I just learned from watching. That's all I did. I would just
Very
watch and mimic what I saw.
nice. So that's awesome then. So this is very intricate. Somebody commented
Hmm.
here that there's a lot of layers to this character, even though he doesn't speak, which is very true.
Yeah.
He's just very brutal. You guys have to see the second film if you have not yet. I'm
Oh, definitely.
second time actually. There's a few scenes I had to turn away. I was like,
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, especially about the laundromat scene. Having to see that, I was like, I'm sorry.
it's
I'm
the
so sorry.
that I had to turn away for. I literally spun myself around. I was like, I'm not, nah.
Yeah, yeah.
I got the gist of what was occurring.
Oh yeah, that I know there are a lot of people that have had a moment for that part.
I know when you were like skipping out of the room so jolly, and then when you came back with a freaking bleach in the saw, I was like,
Oh yeah.
this guy, like who thought of this,
Oh, that was, both Damien and I just, spitballing ideas back and forth, like how can we make this worse? And I can't remember who it was, but one of us was like, what about rubbing salt in the wound? The old idiom.
Yeah,
So it was like, yeah, it's like, hey, why not?
brilliant. Very brilliant, I tell ya. So tell me about any really either scary or funny stories from your time on the Terrifier set, either from the first movie or the second.
Oh, first I'll start with a funny story. It's regarding the laundromat scene because I unfortunately have to get a little naked in that, and I'm like, oh no. But that night, I shooting the exterior shot where I go into the building and stuff like that. I guess some people were going to work and they saw me walking across the street covered in blood,
Oh,
and we're sitting there later on, and I'm fully undressed. I'm basically covering myself up with a newspaper, and all of a sudden a cop car just pulls up, and I'm like, oh no. Oh no, 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 no. And a female cop gets out. I'm like, oh great, no.
oh.
And she comes in and she's like, so we got a call that there was a clown covered in blood coming in here. And Damon's like, oh Dave, we gotta mess with her. I'm like, no, dude, no, 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 we're not gonna mess with her.
I,
No, no, this could be bad.
I,
And I just lean forward. I'm like, hi, it was me. And she just looks at me and she just starts laughing. And she's like, oh, I totally see why we're called now. Yeah, you must be shooting a movie. I'm like, yeah. It's like, can you stand up and or anything? I'm like, nope, not right now. You don't want me to stand up right now.
yeah, that's quite hysterical, man. Yeah, she
Yeah.
like a little bit confuzzled when she saw the scene.
Oh yeah.
A little tiny,
Yeah.
a little.
No one's expecting to see that.
Yeah, for sure. Even if you're just like, in a small town, where do you guys film this? Upstate New York? I heard that.
Yeah, that a lot was filled up in Harry, New York.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, which is out in the middle of like Amish country, which
Right.
is
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
If I had not
yeah.
seen your character before, just kind of walking around, going to,
Oh yeah.
I might be a tiny bit just.
I scared a few Amish people on the way back from set and stuff like that. I we would pass a buggy and I couldn't help it. I would just be like, hi, wave when we went by them, and they're just like, oh my.
What if
But yeah.
a legend that gets like passed down? Like if people don't know it's from a movie, they're like, we saw
Oh
the
yeah.
clown the other day. He might come back.
Yeah, that bloody clown might come back. We don't know. We gotta be on our guard. It's like,
Yes.
oh, it's crazy. But yeah, the laundromat scene was filmed in New Jersey. We
Oh,
filmed that there. Yeah. And yeah, we filmed like also in Philadelphia at this place called the Fright Factory. That's where we filmed the whole climax of the movie. And that kind of leads into like the scary story I had in that building. It's that building is set up with different power grids, and so they can turn different, the power on to different parts of the building depending where you need the power. And so different rooms have, are on different grids and stuff like that. So we only had the power turned on to this one room that we were really working in, the bathroom scene. And there's another room in there that's got all these dolls. And that room itself is just freaky enough to go in. I that just gives me the heebie-jeebies. But you see one of the dolls in the movie. It's this doll in a swing, and it has these light up eyes, and
yeah.
also it's motion sensitive. So like when it goes, it starts swinging and starts singing this little song. It says like, "Come play with me" and stuff like that. So that in itself is creepy. But that power was turned off to that room. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and we're all on set doing our thing. So everybody that was in the building was on set, and all of a sudden we hear that doll go off in the other room where there's no power,
Uh-oh.
and we're like, no, 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 no. And we asked the people there, and it was like, hey, this happened. And they're like, oh yeah, that room's haunted. Stuff goes, and we had other stuff happen there too. Like the same night, I think all this happened like the same night, or like a night or two of each other, where our DP setting the camera up to record the hallway, one of the hallway scenes where I'm attacking Jonathan and Sienna.
Right, yep.
with the club, where she gets me with the club. Spoiler alert, but oops, but but that our DP is trying to set up the shot, and he keeps yelling at our producer to stop walking in front of the camera, and we're like, dude, no one is walking in front of the camera. I'm like sitting here watching, it's like there's been no one walking in front of the camera. He's like, no, someone keeps walking in front of it. I'm like, dude, no one is walking in front of the camera. So I keep seeing someone just walk right in front, it's messing up the shot. I'm like, dude, no one is walking in front of it. And then later on, when we're filming the scene, that there was a door behind us that Sienna comes through or something like that, and I think the door was supposed to be closed at one point or something. I don't know, but we're like, hey, but the door was opened. We're like, can someone please go close that door? And so both Lauren and I were turning to go close the door, and the door just slams itself shut right in front of us. We're just like, okay, thank you, but no.
Yeah, I would be running.
Yeah, it was just like we all just took a moment. There's like, okay, we all saw that, right? Okay, okay.
Yeah, that if I'm like getting this correct, the doll room, that's where the spoiler alert, that's where the pale girl
Yeah,
brought Jonathan, and that's where he woke up and she was like doing that thing in the mirror and
yeah,
that
yeah,
room, all the
yeah.
dolls.
That room. I did not like that room.
It probably is. There's probably some creepy energy going on in there. I wouldn't
Oh,
be
definitely,
surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
definitely. It was, but it was like nothing malicious. Like I guess it was just trying to make itself known while we were there. So I'm like,
I hear that from like a lot of horror movie sets. Like maybe some of the actors have been literally spooked while filming. Which
yeah.
for method acting, I guess. If you think
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
the set's scary.
It's like my thing is I don't get scared of it as long as it's trying not to hurt me. So I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like if it's trying to hurt me, then I'm like, okay, yeah, we're not cool with each other. But I'm like, I've encountered a lot of weird stuff like that before, so I'm used to it, so it doesn't freak me out. I've only once in all my encounters have I ever encountered anything that felt malicious, and that was up in Providence, Rhode Island, at this theater we're performing at for the Grinch. And it was just like I just walked into this one room, and I set one foot in the room, and like every single like warning device on my body went off at once. It's like, no, 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 do not go in here type of thing.
Right.
And every single person that would try to go in that room had that same reaction. And I think there's like some kind of murder suicide that happened in that room or something like that. So everybody just like, nope, there's something bad in here.
Yikes. Yeah, you never know. You can really pick up on that.
Yeah.
Perfect for the spook season, but it's very true.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta trust your intuition, yo. So
Oh, yeah.
I guess this might be an interesting question. Between Terrifier 1 and 2,
Mm-hmm.
what was the most difficult scene for you to film and why?
Ooh, I would say that would probably, I mean, we had a lot of difficult stuff to do in part two.
Mm,
Especially, all the stuff in Fright Factory was, I mean, it wasn't difficult. It was just long days and it was
right.
cold in there because we were doing that in January and February. So it was like there was no real good heat sources in there. But I would say that like the most difficult thing ever to do was in part one with the hacksaw scene because that whole stuff with Catherine was so dangerous. I mean, she was literally hanging upside down,
Yeah, you
and so
for long either, I'd imagine. Can't.
yeah, we could only shoot like 30 seconds of a time because it's so dangerous to hang someone upside down. We didn't want to hurt her or anything like that, and
Yeah.
so we're having to do. It was just so stressful, and it was so cold that night too. It was like 20 degrees that night, and there was no heat in that room.
Yikes.
So
Yo.
I know I was miserable, so I know she was definitely miserable
Yeah.
being upside down, naked, and covered in blood like that. And it's just like, it was not a lot of fun. That was not a lot of fun because I mean, I was just so worried about her safety the whole entire time, which is kind of ironic considering what I do to her in that scene. But that's just how I am. I'm a big teddy bear on set, like it.
You gotta,
I,
know.
Oh yeah, it's like as soon as they say cut, I'm always checking in with my co-stars. Like, oh my God, are you okay? I just want to make sure. It's like, because sometimes their acting is so believable. I'm like, oh my God, did I hurt you? And they're like, oh no, I'm fine. I'm like, oh thank God, you're good. You were good.
Good job, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting that horror across. But I
Oh
think
yeah.
actually like the first scene that came to mind when I was thinking of difficulty because I was like, that must have been a little intricate given
Yeah.
her hanging upside down for so long. So
Oh, definitely, definitely.
yes, so let's see. In correlation to the scary scenes, what are some like special or practical effects used to pull off the gruesomeness? Because I know
Hmm.
that the kind of the vibe of this is a little bit old school, you know, it reminds me of like a
Yeah,
horror movie in the best way possible. And I like that it's mostly practical effects. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you know.
yeah. That's basically what it all is. Is just practical effects that Damien built himself. I mean, the man's a genius when it comes to this kind of stuff. And it's very simple. Most of these things, that's just some kind of like silicon or gelatin mold of something that he's concocting. It's got holes in it, so he puts the blood tubes through, and they usually have someone on the other side of it with pumps, or sometimes they just have to just blow right into the tube or something like that to get the blood to spurt out. But like a really cool thing he built was in the infamous bedroom scene for part two. Is just this animatronic thing that he built, and it was, I mean, it looks like, God, it was just scary just to walk in the room and see that thing sitting there, and then it moved, and I was like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Wait,
I
was
mean, it's just,
the the bedroom scene she was an animatronic?
yeah, at the end of it,
Really?
yeah, it was a puppet.
Wow.
And what they did, where you
I
see
thought
like
that
her,
was her. I thought that like you guys made her look all messed up, and I was like, wow, she must
no,
like that must have
no,
taken
that was
time.
that part was an animatronic where she's lying on the bed, and
Then,
what they did is they digitally put her face on half of the face.
wow,
Yeah, they just,
technology right there, man.
yeah, yeah, they what they did was just filmed her in that same position without the dummy, and then matched it up to where the dummy was actually sitting, and hyperimposed it on there, so you see her eye looking around and stuff like that. And
Uh-huh.
they also did that with the kill in the costume shop as well, with the that spoiler alert, the beheading.
Oh yeah, when you're like,
Yeah, yeah, because you see him like looking around, his mouth moving, even though it's just stuff's happening to him. There's like no way we could do that with a real person.
yeah,
So it's like we had the actors sit there and make the faces and stuff like that. Then we actually had the fake head that Damien had built, and then we actually just did all the horrible stuff to the fake head.
that's awesome. Well,
Yep.
you learn something new every day.
Yeah. But see, I think that's how movies should be using CG, is like if you can
I
do it practically, but use the CG to enhance things.
right. I actually really, really, really agree because it just looks more real,
Hmm.
feels more authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, we even did that with me at the very end of the movie as well, with that extra scene.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Spoiler alert, but Art might not have a body or by the end of Terrifier 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We got fun ideas. We got some fun ideas going forward.
Dude, I can't even imagine what's coming next. I trust it.
Yeah.
It's always
I can't even imagine. I'm like, Damien's keeping a lot of stuff secret from me, so I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to read the script.
well, sounds like there's gonna be more. I saw some people that were real excited about a third one in here. So
Oh yeah.
stay tuned, you guys. So did you get to take anything from the set home? Like any heads? Did you get to take a head home or
No, I think God, where is it? Oh yeah. Let's see here. I have a little bullet casing
oh, that's
from
really
the Clown Cafe scene.
yeah.
That's the only thing I kept. I really didn't take anything else from the set or anything like that.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
that clown cereal box was really cool with like the razor blades and everything.
Oh, I know. I thought that was so cool. I'm really hoping someone gets on the ball and like mass produces those things, like
That'd be
because I know Funko does that kind of stuff sometimes. I'm like, hello, Funko.
yeah. Maybe yeah, speak that into existence.
I know that's what I'm trying to do. Hey, Funko.
Art the Clown cereal.
Yeah,
It'd be
Art the
perfect.
Clown figures too. We need those.
I'd buy it. I'd buy it for sure.
Oh yeah, there's so many options now too. I mean, not just with art. I mean, you can do so many variations of art, different costume pieces he's wearing and stuff like that.
Like for the cereal, you could like put little like razor blade shaped marshmallows in there or something.
Oh yeah.
That in there. That'd be
Oh
cool.
yeah. It would be so cool. And like what I think they could do too is like, it turns like your milk to like pink or red. Like,
Yeah, it's like it could be like
yeah,
cereal and it could get all weird and like mushy.
yeah.
That'd be sick.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
nice. Okay, well, speaking it into existence, um, did your co-stars ever get like genuinely spooked by your appearance? Or is everyone generally pretty chill around you when you're in full clown mode?
I would say they're usually okay with me. I know Lauren actually has a fear of clowns,
Oh,
and I would sometimes take advantage of that just to mess with her because we've become such good friends, and I like to just mess around with my friends like that, and so I would sometimes just sneak up behind her when she was just having casual conversation with someone on set, and just stand there and wait for her to turn around, and I'm just right in her face, and she
that
would just scream.
fills the room.
Oh yeah, I also did that to her and Kaylee their first night on set. Kaylee plays Brooke in the movie. It was my first night on set. Their first, I think, first or second night on set, and they were in the makeup trailer getting their hair done and everything. And so I stood outside the window of the door and just stared in. And I was probably standing there for like a good 10, 15 minutes before they noticed me. But they just see me staring in that window covered in blood and everything like that. And so they both, freaked out and everything. I'm like, welcome to Terrifier 2.
Woo! Perfect welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta.
The initiation.
Yeah, Kid
Oh,
That Bear says you're helping her to get over her fear. Hey, check.
yeah, exactly. It's therapy.
Yep. And now she's best
Art therapy.
alone. Woo! Happy ending. But
Oh, yeah, definitely.
we have a select amount of questions left, so I will take a few
Okay.
fan questions. There is a question tab here, or you can just type it. I will be scrolling up and looking at a few if you want to ask David any questions. So Art's origins, let's talk about that a little bit, because he's always
Hmm.
super mysterious.
Yeah.
So in future films, will we get more insight into the mythology of Art and where he came from, or is Art's mysteriousness just a part of his identity as a character? Is that not really meant to be delved into too much?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, I think we do have to reveal some of his past, I
Right.
guess, and I think we've kind of hinted a little bit of his past, especially in part two with some of those newspaper clippings and stuff like that. They talk about this girl that was murdered
Mhm.
and stuff like that, and I think that's part of his origin. But I I like to leave something a mystery. I mean, it's kind of like the Joker, where like if you know how he became the Joker when he fell in the vat of acid as the Red Hood, but you don't really know who he was before he was the Red Hood.
Right.
And I think that's kind of what's kind of our angle we might be going with Art. It's like we might show how Art became Art, but not necessarily who he was. We don't want people to have, sympathy for the character. We don't want him to be one of those like, oh, he was bullied as a child and all this. I kind of view Art, I mean, I don't this is not canon or anything like that, but I kind of view him as he came out of the womb and strangled his mother with the umbilical cord. He
Dang,
just came out just evil.
that's rough.
Yeah.
Bad rough. But I could see it. Oh,
Yeah. Well,
I accidentally almost blocked somebody from this chat, but I did not.
oh no!
My finger just.
Yikes!
All right. So let's talk. This is like semi-spoiler, semi kind of
Hmm.
sort of. So we see some nightmarish sequences, like Art's Clown Cafe and Terrifier 2, which is much
Hmm.
different from the first film. Tell me a little bit about these dream slash nightmare sequences, and what they might mean or represent in Art's world.
Oh, I don't know what I can really say about that. Unfortunately, that's the
Kind of a
thing because it's like yeah, it's in a way it was our homage to like Nightmare on Elm Street, especially Dream Warriors, because that's our one of our both Damien and my our favorite films of all horror movies and stuff like that. So, but I mean, that's a very interesting scene. I mean, I don't even know what Damien has in store for that. That's the thing. We've talked a little bit about Art's origins and stuff like that, but I don't know how much that might actually tie into that, or how much of that was just Sienna's mind at the time, like
yeah,
because like the nun with the machine gun, stuff like that. You see that with the cartoon that she's watching right before she falls asleep and stuff like that. There are different things that, you
Uh-huh.
know, are in her dream that come from her real world and stuff like that. So it's just it's a dream. So I mean, but
Yeah.
in a weird way, you also have her where she goes into basically hell at that one point,
Yeah, definitely.
and that dream's there. So it's like, is that her own personal hell?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of how I perceive it. Like her own mind, like distorting and mixing with art's world a little bit, but it was very hellish for sure, very hellish.
Hmm.
But it definitely paid tribute to films like Nightmare on Elm Street and everything. But it hit
Yeah.
different, I will say. It was very spooky, very spooky.
Oh, definitely spooky.
Yes. So I'm gonna read a few fan comments before I go on with my last
Hmm.
comment. Um, let's see. You can also read some too if you see any. I see
I am. I'm trying. I'm like, both of us are like, ooh.
says, can we count the kills in the dream as kills? Like, are they real? Or are they lying?
I
Like, are they?
I don't know. I don't know what you can say about that because
Yeah.
most people don't realize that the singer that you see in the Clown Cafe scene is also the nurse at the end of the movie. It's
Oh,
the same actress.
that. Huh. Okay. That's it.
Yeah, so it's like,
Yeah.
who knows? That might be the people you're seeing might be possible future victims or something like. Who knows? I don't know what Damien has in store for that. That's the thing. He keeps a lot of stuff closely guarded. So
Right.
I love the theories that people have. I think that would be interesting to see if like some of that stuff that happened in that dream actually spilled off into the real world, just like the fire erupting in Sienna's room. So who knows?
Yeah. Yep. Because there was some crossover there into the
Yeah.
real world. Creepy Cody 31 says, question for David: would Art the Clown ever take on an apprentice and possibly train someone to become a seasoned killer similar to him? It's a good question.
I that's a good question. We might be exploring something like that in future films. Like I said, I don't know what Damien has in store, but there is an interesting moment after the credits in Terrifier 2, so that might give you some ideas where we might be going forward with some things.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. Poor
Yeah,
Victoria Hayes, right? She's
yeah.
got her face bit
Hmm.
up. Yeah, she
I will tell you, it won't be any Corey Cunningham type of moment though, so don't worry.
got you.
Yeah.
Peace of Mind asks, will you be attending any horror conventions in the future or any other events like that coming up?
Oh, a whole lot of conventions. I am like
Nice.
between now and this time next year, I'm booked for about 20 conventions already, and
Wow, that's
it's
quite the schedule.
yeah,
But any in like upstate New York,
upstate New York.
area like that?
Not that I know upstate ness. I can't even remember all of them that I'm up for, but I know my next one's going to be at Monster Mania in Pennsylvania in a few weeks. So
Gotcha.
I'm looking forward to that one. But I'm going to be doing like a lot of the big ones this next year. I'm going to be doing like Six of the Days of the Dead, doing Horror Hound, Monster Mania, Texas Frightmare, um, Mad Monster Party in Arizona, and lots of other ones too. So like who knows? It's always changing too. I'm like we're getting a lot of people contacting my manager right now trying to get me to convention. So I think it would be great if I could get one upstate New York again though. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be great. Like maybe Destiny USA or something. Like the
Yeah,
Eagle is playing Terrifier quite a bit.
yeah. Or
Amazing.
like Frightmare at the Falls or something like that maybe.
Oh heck yeah.
Yeah.
Hank underscore Greenberg says, are there any other movies that you will be starring in coming up?
Yes, good question, Hank. I know Hank. Yeah, this December I have another horror movie coming out called The Mean One
Whoa.
that is going to be released on streaming for free. And it's a parody of a very popular Christmas story, which everybody's familiar with. And so that I think that's why we're releasing it for free, so the Sioux State doesn't come after us hard. I mean, I think they're already trying to get us, but it's like, hey, it's parody, we're having fun with it. So it's purely tongue in cheek, over the top, crazy humor, but with a good horror story and actually a good love story in there too, which is surprising. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I'm looking forward to that one. Yeah, that was a
No,
lot of fun to do.
somebody
Also,
called it Killer Grinch.
yeah,
Killer.
yeah, but we don't call him the Grinch, we call him the mean one.
I cannot wait to see that.
Yeah.
That is going to
Oh
be
yeah.
epic. Very
It was
cool.
fun. It was fun. Got that one. Got this other film I've been working on with a lot of the Terrifier team. That's probably what Hank was alluding to. Is it's called Stream, and it's hopefully coming out next year. And it's got a lot of horror actors in it, like famous ones like Dee Wallace, Jeffrey Combs, Tony Todd, Danielle Harris, Felissa Rose, Daniel Roebuck. We've got Terry Alexander. The list goes on and on. There's some people, bigger names that I'm not even allowed to like name yet. And so it's really exciting. It's just like it's kind of like an Expendables version of a horror movie. So it's been cool being on that, and it's like something we hope is going to become a franchise as well. And Damien's doing the kills on it. He's doing all the practical effects, so those kills are going to be pretty gnarly.
I
So that's
bet.
going to be fun. And then
Yeah.
I also have another film that I'm going to be working on early next year called The Dead Place. That right now we're in the middle of an Indiegogo campaign for. So if anybody can donate to that, that would be awesome. It's yeah, The Dead Place. It's probably on. I posted a link somewhere on one of my things here on Instagram on one of my posts and stuff like that to it. So if you can donate, that's awesome. I appreciate it because that's how we got Terrifier 2 funded. So
Oh, yeah.
we've proven, the fans have a lot of power to make awesome things happen. So, make another awesome thing happen by donating to this film as well.
Yeah, the fans have a voice for sure. So you heard David. If you want to contribute, if you have the means to contribute, definitely maybe send something along. But he's got
Yeah.
several horror movies coming out besides Terrifier. So you're definitely on a roll and you've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey these past few weeks. I'm just like, wow.
I know. I've been like seeing your story and like literally it's like one thing after another that's good. So that's
Yeah.
for sure. Um, I will take maybe one or two more fan questions. Tears 1R says, David, are you dressing up for Halloween? What are you dressing up as?
Oh, I'm probably not going to dress up this year. I
No.
just haven't had time. Yeah, I haven't really had time to really think of anything. So I might do the Wednesday items thing and just say I'm going to go as a psychopath.
Nice.
They
Yeah.
just look like everybody else.
Yeah, I saw somebody like wearing a sign that just said nudist on strike.
Ah,
Like just like last minute Halloween costumes. I might do
yes.
something like cringy and weird like that. Somebody said, "Girl, leave your hair alone." Girl, I have ADHD. I ain't gonna leave this hair alone.
Oh, you got me choked up.
You crazy? All
Hey,
right.
you do you. That's what you gotta do. You do you.
Fact. All right. One more question from me, and then I have to show you some
Hmm.
amazing fan art before I show
Oh,
you
cool.
because mine sucks. So, is
Oh,
there anyone on set that you'd like to shout out, like makeup artists or behind the scenes people, co-stars?
oh yeah.
Anything that
Everybody.
you'd like to shout out? Really?
Everybody. Especially because I don't think our crew gets enough love. So I just want to shout out to our amazing, fantastic crew. That it's like the actors always get the shout outs and stuff like that. Everybody sees the actors, but it's just our crew is what made this movie possible. The Buzz and Lens guys, Faye, God, everybody, Olga, Jackie, our great makeup and wardrobe supervisors, George, our DP. It's just everybody. Scott, our amazing PA that worked his ass off for everybody, probably got less sleep even than Damien. Of course, Phil, our wonderful producer, that wasn't just producing; he was helping Damien build prosthetics the whole entire time. So it was a really a real team effort to do this whole entire movie. And all these, there's probably more people like Leo and other people I forgot to mention, but like we had such a small crew and we all bonded so well during this is because we all were so dedicated to making this movie happen. We had to do this during COVID too, which was even harder. And we pulled off the impossible. We made a blockbuster box office hit on less than $500,000. That does not happen.
That's a phenomenon
And that,
there,
yeah,
for sure.
that just does not happen. I mean, we weren't even supposed to be in theaters originally, and then they put us in theaters for like 3 days, and now it's been
I'm
extended
so
to
proud.
4 weeks. It's just like it's incredible, and it's just because the dedication that this whole entire cast and crew had to making this movie is just it's it's astounding. It's absolutely astounding.
It really is. You guys are making history in the
Hmm.
horror realm, for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm an idiot, and I did not open the questions tab at all.
Oh
Um,
no.
but we do have quite a few. One is from Chessie Alley, and she asked, "What's your
Hmm.
favorite kill in of all time, from either one or two?"
Ooh, I would say it would definitely be the bedroom scene. I just think that one is just,
It was
gosh,
way
so
over the
over the
top,
top.
way gore. It was way gore. Yeah.
Yeah, it even had elements in it that make me cringe because I'm like it. A lot of stuff doesn't make me cringe, but anything that has to do with eyes or broken bones, I'm just, yeah, no, no.
It was
And
the
Damien
brain
put a lot of eye
for me.
stuff. Oh yeah, the scalping. I mean, it was just like all that was just all. There's so much in the hand being ripped to it like just wishboning the whole entire arm is just like ah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean the freaking splitting down the middle with the fingers, it's like,
Yeah,
art is a crazy, crazy individual, y'all.
yeah. And then he comes back in with salt and bleach just to add insult to injury. It's just like, my God, this guy's such a bastard.
It was the skip for me though. It was the jolly
Oh
skip.
yeah.
It was the
Oh,
skip.
he has
It was
fun. He
funny.
has fun.
He is fun. My friend
Yeah.
Barbie says that she's dressing up as you for Halloween as Art, and she's asking if you have any tips. Any tips for
Oh
us?
gosh, yeah. Which Barbie is this? I know so many Barbies
Barbie
too.
Howard? Barbie
Okay,
Howard.
that's
She's actually on
I don't know
Facebook.
that
I know her.
Barbie. Okay.
Yeah, she's
I
definitely.
would say like tips. Because I'm not really a makeup guy. That's more like for Damien. But I would say don't forget the black dot on the nose. The hat goes on the left side.
Got it.
Yeah, you gotta have that happy cappy, a little jaunty angle and stuff like that.
Yep.
And I say be creative with it too, because I love seeing some of these. Like some people have done like photorealistic, like screen accurate versions of art, but then some people have done their own fun takes on it. Some gender bent arts and stuff like that. I saw, a drag queen art, which was amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, I love seeing these variations that people do with it. So I'm like, just have fun with it. Have fun. And what I really love seeing is also is when people do dress as art is when they do it as the character and they don't break character. They just totally just play it silent and just mess with people. I love seeing that.
Yeah. Okay, so apparently she said he fixed my hat. Need tips for scaring people. I think she met you in Vernon as Art, possibly.
Oh.
I know you probably meet a lot of arts though. And they're all
Oh, I've met a lot, strangely enough now, but if I saw a picture, I'd probably remember. So
absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
I have to show you some fan art. We're gonna wrap this
Oh wait, I do remember her because yeah, I did fix someone's hat. So yes, yes.
coming to mind.
Yep.
This is by my friend Jessica Ann, and I don't even really know her, but I was just scrolling through my Facebook, and I always see Terrifier stuff and memes, and this
Hmm.
kind of blew me away. So hopefully you can see this okay. But
I love that.
it's a
That
Terrifier
is so
pumpkin.
cool. It's gorgeous.
Gorgeous, nice. Got some spooky jokes
Yeah.
there. And
Oh yeah. I got the dad jokes like anything.
yeah, dude. He also did this amazing tattoo. But do you want to see my horrible fan art that I made?
Sure. Can't be
Okay.
worse than mine.
No, it's not bad. So this is basically I was trying to make art out of this clay in this dollar store box,
Uh-huh.
but it turned out to be more like Art's cousin Gil or something. Not quite scary. He's actually kind of weird. So one moment.
Okay.
This is just not it, you guys. This is just not it. But I tried. I freaking tried.
Oh, that's actually really good though.
And I'm I'm gonna put lights around him. I might repaint the face because what the hell? He's just not. He looks happy.
He's adorable.
He's cute, right? And then I put, you can't really
Yeah.
see it, but I put like blood splatters on the side, and
Yeah.
I have to like spray it with like,
Oh,
But yeah,
dude, yeah, I love it though. Good
not bad.
job.
So I think I put the hat on the right side. I don't know, maybe it's like reversed in the picture, but
Yeah, it's hard to tell from,
yeah.
seeing like
Oh, somebody said that's so good. Thank you.
Yeah.
I love him. I'm gonna sell him for like $5. If anybody wants him, I will like ship him out to you.
Oh, that's gonna sell like that now.
Maybe, but $5. I don't know. I like him.
Yeah.
This is like
Yeah,
my
he's
first
cute.
try, so it's Art's cousin Gil. Not
Yeah.
canon, but he's slightly less malicious. So
He's adorable. Adorable.
yeah, he's Art adorable, you guys. So yeah, I think that's it. We have a lot of questions. I mean, if you want to
Hmm.
answer a few more, that's up to you.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah, let's answer one or two more because we got quite a few. Um, at Aidman Official says, who did that incredible voiceover during the Clown Cafe scene? It sounded like Mart Hamill's Joker.
Yeah, that was me.
That was you. Nice.
That
You
was
also
me.
play the Joker in a YouTube series,
Yeah.
if I'm correct.
I can't really do him too well right now though. So, oh God, especially the laugh. I couldn't do the laugh right now. My voice being shot. But yeah,
Yeah, I've definitely heard the laugh though.
yeah.
Yeah, and I cannot mimic it. Let's see. Somebody said, will Terrifier 2 come out in Brazil? You have a lot of Brazil fans in here. They're
That's cool.
asking you to come
I
to Brazil too from you.
I would love to. I would absolutely love to go down there. That's I hear it's an amazing country to visit because like
Yeah.
I know my appearance manager, he's taken John Wesley Shipp down there a few times to the conventions, and he's had a great time down there. So I would love to come down there, but I'm sure it's going to be released somehow down there
Yeah,
eventually.
it should be.
Yeah,
That'd be really
yeah.
awesome.
I wish I knew about all the international markets, but I really don't.
Yeah, maybe you guys could like take a little Terrifier tour around the world or something.
Sounds good to me.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
So I guess one more question from Some Flynn. Will there be a Terrifier 2 soundtrack on vinyl? That would be epic.
Yes,
People to
I
buy.
believe Paul Wiley is releasing that, or someone's releasing that. I think it actually might be out already.
Oh, sick.
So
Well, there you
There's
go.
yeah, because I know they released the first one on vinyl, so I think there's an intent to do that again. So yeah,
Very
and
cool.
I think like that's another thing I love about this movie is the music. The music's so good. It's just
Yeah,
not just Paul's compositions, but all these other artists that we got to do to like submit for the film and stuff like that. It's like, oh, it's so good.
it really is. Like even the non-scary scenes
Hmm.
when the wings were being worked on, like when you're seeing the crafting of it and everything, I think it was
Yeah,
like a synth wave kind of track.
yeah. It's from the Midnight.
I wanted
That's
to like
one of
shred
their
over
songs.
that because that's really
Yeah, it
neat.
was
It's like, oh,
awesome.
there's like really good music in there. Yeah, the
Yeah,
whole soundtrack was great.
Damien and I would be driving to set from New York up to Canajoharie. That 3 hours would be in the car listening to different music, and he's like, I like this song. I want to use this for this scene, this scene, this scene. He's like, what do you think? And he's like, I want to approach the artist. I hope they give this to us, but that's one of the songs where like we have to use this song. It's perfect.
Yeah, no, the whole thing was perfect. Like from the
Yeah,
soundtrack to the cinematography to like,
yeah.
I mean, the whole execution was great. So I hope you guys are so proud. I will definitely be watching it a second time to support.
Yay! Thank you.
Um, and yes, and of course, that's the lady that made the jack-o'-lantern. She said, thanks for showing the jack-o'-lantern. Of course, happy Halloween. This was technically the Communicate Halloween
Yes.
special.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Thank you for coming on. We have Elliot and Samantha coming on as well, hoping to get more
Oh, good.
Terrifier cast members. That's going into November. So
Hmm.
be sure to stick around for that if you guys want to hang out with them. I see
Yeah,
the
definitely.
Elliot just tuned in maybe. So hello.
Awesome. Hey, buddy.
Or it might be his dad. So hi.
Or hey, buddy's daddy.
Hey, what's good? All right. Well, Elliot, talk to you later. Congrats on
All right.
everything. We're all rooting for you.
Thank you, and thank you everybody for supporting us. I mean, it's like this literally would not have happened if it weren't for the fans. I mean, like this whole entire ad campaign that's been going on. People think this is all fake with, all this stuff about people puking and passing out. And I'm like,
I know.
no, we don't have that kind of budget. We don't have that kind of budget for publicity like that. So that was all the fans just going out and share their experiences with the film. And you guys made us what we are right now. This is, I mean, the film was first founded by the fans in the first place. It's,
Which is
with
amazing.
our Indiegogo campaign. So this is truly an accomplishment, all made possible by the fans. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. You guys freaking rock.
Aw, yes, you guys rock so much, and it even looks like Art has some fangirls in the comments.
Woohoo!
Actual clown.
Yeah,
Yay! People have a crush on Art the Clown. Phenomenon.
that's so
Horror
cool.
phenomenon, you guys. Go keep seeing it in theaters. Go see him butcher some people up. If you want
Yeah.
a good old gore fest, go see Terrifier 2. Go support.
Yes, yes,
Have a
yes.
good
Thank
day,
you, thank you,
dude.
thank you.
Yep. See you
You
guys.
as well. You take good care. All right.
Yep. Peace out.